Hey, everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. I am Austin Ward, joined as always by the defensive guru, the silver bullet superstar, Zach Boren, for a special BuckIQ. Buckeyes win 38-25, Zach. Don't think anybody in Columbus will ever complain about a double-digit win at Penn State.
No, going on the road, Happy Valley. We talked about it all last week, the different things they're going to be dealing with, from traveling with the way, the whole COVID year is set up, to staying at a hotel that's not a great place to stay at, to, going to Happy Valley and playing in the stadium 7:30 prime time with no fans, right? So bunch of different things, that adversity, so to speak, that they were dealing with. But, man, anytime you come out 38-25, everyone's going to take that victory.
So it's kind of an interesting one when we look at this defensive effort. The first half, I really felt like was one of the most dominant performances in a long time by that defense. Second half, Penn State's got to throw. They got to pull out all the stops, and they hit a couple deep plays. So I could see why maybe it would be a little bit of a mixed bag. But then if you take 6 free points away from the officials, it's down to 19. So, I don't know. It felt like a success for me. I wonder how you came out of that Saturday night.
It was a success for sure. You mentioned the 6 free points, which is complete bogus. We're not even get on the officiating thing.
I got to try.
I know, right? But, you know what? I think the way the game ended, the last couple drives for Penn State, I think put a bad taste in maybe some of the players, some of the coaches' mouths, right? Maybe the fans are kind of like, hey, what's going on? But, hey, it is what it is. Like you said, it basically 38-19. I think the big plays are the things that us as fans, as coaches, as players, you don't want to see. And I think they had a couple big plays, especially, with some passes down the field. And just guys not really converging on the ball, right? You saw Marcus Hooker make a big play at the end of the game to kind of seal the victory, but they're fine, man. At some point, like I said, you're dealing with adversity. You've got literally no fans in the stands, and not giving them an excuse for that. But anytime, you're up on an opponent and the stadium's dead as it is, and you're kind of having to create your own juice, it almost looked like they were just trying to get out of Happy Valley and get home, and that's expected at some point.
All right, so we could have gone a number of different ways for your defensive breakdown this week, Zach. Jonathan Cooper was absolutely huge. Tommy Togiai had 3 sacks. Zach Harrison had another one of those, tackle the running back and the quarterback at the same time. But when I'm watching that first half and considering how many comments we receive about 32, the way he played, I thought was phenomenal. I said there's no other way we're getting into the linebacker this week.
No doubt. And you know how much I love my man Tuf Borland, right? And people do not give him enough credit for getting people in line, for being the quarterback of that defense. And, man, he came out and just balled out, right? As me sitting there as a fan, and I kind of try and turn off the former player, the coaching thinking as I'm watching the game, he just kept on showing up on tape, making play after play, especially in that first half. He was one of the main reasons why, they were dominating. Granted, you mentioned a couple other guys who had phenomenal games, career days, right? But, man, the way 32 played in the middle of that defense all night Saturday night, we got to break him down.
Well, let's do it. Zach Boren on Tuf Borland. Let's roll the tape. All right, Zach, you watch this game, and for anybody who's wondered why, I just think 32, he's not supposed to be able to run as fast as running backs or wide receivers. That's not his responsibility. As you've said a number of times, it's get guys in position. This isn't even a play. He's just kind of cleaning it up. It's early in the game. We've got more that come after this, but he's helping the line. He's making the calls, and then he's not going to miss a tackle when it comes his way.
No doubt. And like you said, no one expects Al Washington, Kerry Combs, Coach Day, none of those guys expect Tuf Borland to be as fast as a running back. And so fans who expect that, they're living in a dream world, right? I was nowhere near as fast as any running back. You got to be got to play tough. In this very first play, like you said, he's finishing up, but this is early on the game, and this showed exactly what Tuf was going to bring all game. He came downhill, took on an offensive lineman, shed the block, come off, get an assist, right? This is what Tuf Borland is. This is what he does. This is the attitude that he brings, and this is what he was doing all Saturday night. So I love it. Playing downhill early on, hat in hands, get off, make a play.
All right, this is when it started really heating up because I wrote it down in the press box a couple times. Tuf Borland is showing up. For people that are wondering why, these are the kind of plays where, to borrow your term, it's read and react and finish. He's not supposed to cover tight ends. Like, I'm going to say this right now just to get it out of the way. We know that he's not going to run in coverage. But these are the things why Ohio State is putting him on the field.
No doubt. And if you pause it, if you take it back a little bit, if you take it back to about, go forward now. Go forward and you pause it right here, right? If you pause that, look where Tuf Borland is. He starts at 5 yards, is up at 2 yards right now. The quarterback and running back are literally just starting their mesh point, or just starting their fake, right? This shows you how smart of a football player is. He sees the zone blocks up front. He sees Jonathan Cooper be let go, so he knows he's being read, right? He knows this tackle is supposed to get inside of Jonathan Cooper and then climb to him. Well, guess what? Jonathan Cooper and him are on the same page. Tuf Borland's a smart football player. He is meeting the quarterback 3.5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That is how you play football. That's reading and reacting. That's playing downhill. That's being physical, right? Finishing the tackle. You see this. You saw him react right there. He sees what's going on, uses his eyes correctly, is playing downhill, is trusting Jonathan Cooper is going to take the running back because that's who he's responsible for. Tuf Borland's playing over top for the quarterback. This is exactly silver bullet defense. This is what you want to see. This is where Tuf Borland is phenomenal.
And there had been a lot of talk last week, Zach, about, well, does Ohio State have a weakness with, quarterback rushing games? Like, is that where you can beat them? Seemed like a pretty clear emphasis that Tuf Borland, you see Pete Warner coming right behind, Baron Browning and others. Like, that was clearly something that they were not going to let happen in this game. And sometimes it's a matter of what you're willing to give away. It can be a scramble, but a design rush like that, this showed up multiple times. Penn State was not going to beat Ohio State that way.
No doubt. And this is probably my favorite play all night. I know a lot of people are going to say that, the previous play that we just watched. I absolutely love this play, right? This is just a zone. It's kind of that same zone read. He gives it with Tyler Friday staying wide, right? Look at Tuf reading and reacting. You saw the previous play where he was able to play over top and see the ball with his eyes, right? He sees a down block. This is the exact play that we just saw. Guess what? Quarterback gives it, he sees it, he reacts to it, plays downhill, takes that backside scrape lane. You see him playing quick. Look at that. Bam. Right there on the running back, right at the line of scrimmage. That is a tackle at the line of scrimmage. That is how you play linebacker. And listen, Buckeye fans, that is an all Big Ten linebacker play. I said it. That is an all Big Ten linebacker play, so get off of them.
I knew that I couldn't wait since Saturday night when I decided – like in the first half, I said, this is what we're doing. Yep. I couldn't wait.
Oh, I love it. Here's another play, right? You want to talk about redirecting. Look where Tuf tackled him at. It's literally 2 yards to 1.5, 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. That is a legit play, right? He sees this. He's sitting there, sees the fake to the running back, is able to come off of it, get back downhill, get back on Clifford, which they knew was going to be running the ball a lot, and bam, you see this? Clifford doesn't even want anything to do with this. Tuf had already hit him earlier on in this series. You see Tuf playing downhill. Clifford's going to his knee. This is the first quarter, people. He doesn't want any part of Tuf, and it's not even done with the first quarter yet. I mean, this is a legit play again. Tuf reading and reacting, playing downhill. Bam, man, that's great.
All right, you got one more here, Zach. Filling that hole again. It's a quarterback rush. I think maybe Penn State thought they would be able to exploit Tuf Borland and those linebackers, but Clifford was not running away from him. I can promise you that.
No, and you see this a lot, right? This is Tuf taking on another blocker, right? Getting around it. You see it again. The play is finished. It's at 1 or 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. This is Tuf again, reading and reacting. It looks like right here that almost he's playing man on the running back, right? If you see that, look at Tuf's eyes. Going to number 24, and it looks like Barron is sitting there as a spy. This is almost like a cover one look. You see the deep high. Run that back real quick. For everyone looking, you see the deep high safety. You see everyone playing man right here, right? Barron and Tuf right now are saying me, you. What that means is me, you on the back. Since number 24 is to Tuf's side, he's saying it's me. I got him. Unless he literally goes all the way across the formation and swings wide, Barron's going to take him. The other one is taking the quarterback spy, right? You see Tuf play downhill. You see number 24. You see him going to him there, right? Clifford breaks it. It's a quarterback draw. Tuf is able to read, react, get off the block. The center was coming for him, gets around him, bam, make a tackle. That is how you play linebacker. That's a silver bullet linebacker right there. It's a hell of a play, and that's all he did Saturday night was bring the juice, man, and he was phenomenal for that Ohio State defense.
All right, 3-time captain making some plays. I think we've talked about 32 a lot here, Zach, but maybe Penn State was a useful reminder of why the coaching staff continues to believe that this guy can help them out. You know, we're not ever going to pretend like Tuf Borland is going to go win the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, but spoiler alert, he doesn't have to. That's not what Ohio State needs from him. He's given them leadership, toughness, tackling, and he was a huge part of setting out that strong first half for the Buckeyes.
I completely agree with you. There's a reason why he's a 3-time captain. There's a reason why he patrols that middle of the defense. There's a reason why everyone trusts him in that Ohio State locker room, from coaches to players, right? This is a dude who brings the juice, who gets everyone in place, makes the plays that he needs to make. And listen, people, there's a reason why he's not going out and playing you saw Baron Browning playing corner, right? Saturday night, matching up against the tight end in single coverage. There's a reason why Tuf Borland does not do that, because that's not what he's suited to do, right? And so guess what, Buckeye fans? It is what it is. You need to accept Tuf Borland for the great player he is, for the great middle linebacker he is, for patrolling the middle of the defense, and you saw him show up Saturday night in a really, really big game.
And, hey, if this one isn't enough, I'm going to guess that Tuf Borland in the next few weeks might give us another chance. I'd prefer if we could talk about somebody else, Zach, once in a while, but this one, it had to be done. Tuf Borland was a star on Saturday night. The Buckeyes got a huge win at Penn State. And with your linebacker expertise and the way that you love that toughness, there was no other option for BuckIQ this week. Appreciate Zach Boren's insight, as always, for Lettermen Row with BuckIQ. For Zach, I'm Austin Ward. We will see you next time.